Hi, hello to all my friends, subscribers, and viewers. This is Niraj again from Moscow. Uh, Today, I would like to discuss about this sudden news about that Donald Trump has told that there is a kind of a negotiation again will happen between OPEC and led by Saudi Arabia and Russia regarding the oil, so that cut in production to balance with the demand and the decline in demand. So regarding this, which we have seen in that last 2 days, that oil has jumped up sharply from its lows of the Brent was lows of around $22 to almost like today like $31 in 2 days, like 30% jump. This is by that news of that Donald Trump talking about the deal happening very soon, and in consequence with this, already there is a call that OPEC is going to have a meeting, virtual conference on Monday, 6th April. So in anticipation of this, all this crude, and because of the crude has sharply gone up and the market is also going up. But that there is a big disconnect between that actual what is the situation as far as the economic situation and the ground level situation in demand and supply, and this talk about this Donald Trump can tell many things. I would like to discuss this in some details with some figures in today's video, and I will tell that this is a best opportunity to short the crude oil, and also there is nothing to short in the market, because I am sure that most of the people have got out of the market. But yes, this is the best time to short crude oil and also the market. And even if you are holding this, use this rally as to get out of your investment in a way, so that it's what I call this rally in last 2 days. It's called a dead cat bounce. I will tell you about some figures. In 2016, when Brent crude had reached the lowest of $25 per barrel, I will tell you these figures. I have got it from that Baker Hughes rig count. It is the best way to monitor that how the things are panning out regarding that supply and demand. At that time, the number of active rigs had reduced to 650 from more than 1100 over a period of 1 year. And when it touched in January, it touched $25 per barrel Brent crude. This number of rigs had come down to 650, and from that bottom, with the number of rigs continuing to decline, and reached in May almost to 400 only number of rigs in North America, in USA. And that time the rally of crude from $25 to $50 happened. Okay, so if you take this last week's figure of number of rig counts, it's 728. Still we are very far away from that lows which were made in January 2016, in the aftermath of that decline. So that is one point. Another point is that when the Trump is telling that there are some oil, and there is a news that some oil companies in USA is prompting Trump or requesting Trump to put some kind of sanctions on on Russia and Saudi Arabia to halt this decline of crude oil. So this is a kind of a stupid kind of a statement, or this one a stupid way of controlling. You cannot enforce demand. You cannot increase demand just by by reducing the economic efficiency. In a way, you cannot kill your competition. You have to compete with them in this terms of the efficiency and cost and all these things. So if the way it cannot work in a isolation, because if I am the producer, also I am selling oil, and I cannot tell my two of my other competitors that I will continue to produce at my higher rates, but you please shut down, okay, so that the prices can go up. This way, it's stupidity to even talk like this way. And It doesn't work like this way. So that is the same thing what USA is doing. Still they are at a very high level of rig counts, means oil production is still high, and they have, if they start reducing that rigs, number of active rigs, from say 720 to say 506, 500 and 400, and then if the oil prices are still not up to that level, that is the time they can tell others to cut down the production. So that is the one way of doing it. But you cannot do it. You cannot keep on producing and tell others not to produce. So I don't think so this is going to work. And also I don't think so this OPEC meeting will achieve anything significant, because nobody is ready to take back the step. So nobody is ready to go back and reduce production. So who will take that lead? That is what the question is. So if USA is prompting everyone to reduce the production, so better US start taking the lead, and then maybe others will see and others will follow. So I don't think so. There is nothing is going to be achieved by this news, by whatever the Trump has told, and economics doesn't sense. Now coming back to this. The demand side. Okay, so even if you know that supply you control, but where is the demand? Now you look at the countries. The biggest consumption country is USA. Still it is only 2-3 main cities are under lockdown. We don't know, God forbid, if the situation regarding this corona, the number of infections and patients increase suddenly and keep on increasing and things go out of little control. Maybe USA will have to also take a big decision about the shutdown for some time. So decline. So the demand will just, you can understand what kind of a shock in demand will happen. Okay. Second is the EU in number of consumption. I'm talking about the demand of oil. EU is 15 million barrels per day around kind of a demand. Imagine already half of the Europe is kind of locked and shut, and all economies, whether it is the main drivers of EU economy are Germany, France, Italy, Spain, they are all struggling with that corona disease. Everything is shut. So how the demand is going to be? You will see a massive destruction in demand up to the level of 20-30% immediately. So another third is China. Okay, China is again reviving and coming up, and all the factories are, but still. And the fourth is India. India is 4.9 million barrels per day kind of a demand, that consumption. It is totally shut down. So, and when it will open also, it is not going to open it will open in a gradual way, and things will take very long time to come back to this so-called normal. So where is going to be the demand? So without demand, even if if you supply if you cut supply, sorry, you have to cut it such a massive way to match this demand, like almost like 50% cut in supply, which I believe it's not going to happen. So that way the demand supply mechanism doesn't match, and I'm sure this Trump first will have to look at this USA and see that how this number of rigs are still active at around 700 plus. Unless until it comes down below 500, below 400, we will not see a revival in the crude oil prices. And also I can tell you about this Russia also. Russia is also a big consumer and big production country. There's recently, just yesterday only, Putin came on the TV, President Putin came and told that we are going to be in lockdown till the end of April. And then in Russia, this first week of May is that victory day. So up to 10th, anyway, it's a 10th of May, it's a vacation. So you will see almost like a 1.5-2 months of lockdown in Russia. Okay, and Singapore is also today, I have heard that they are again saying that they will lock down, shut down all the activities till April end. So all these major countries are, one by one extending that lockdown, or, some kind of a shortened activity. And I'm sure USA also will wake up one of these days, and suddenly will find that they will need to lock down the full country in a way so that to contain this pandemic. Overall, I don't think so that Donald Trump's this kind of negotiation will work. Nobody is going to, just cut that production unless and until they see that USA shale gas and USA oil is cutting it drastically in a significant way. And then also, who knows, this because I've read in this Russian Times here in Moscow, there are already this news I've read is that they are bracing for the life of this oil at $20 per barrel, and almost all the budget is made as keeping that $20 per barrel in mind, and the exchange rate of 80 to 82 ruble against a dollar. So this is the kind of a scenario. So I don't think so that Russia will also agree. I mean, you can have this talk and all these things, but I don't see much change in happening in the supply side from these countries, unless until USA takes the lead and massively cuts, and then we can see that revival. So overall, I believe that this is the perfect time. What we have seen in last 2-3 days of bounce back in the stocks and in oil, and in generally commodities, this is the best time to go short on oil and also get out of the stock, whatever, if it is, you can use this rally, whatever the dead get bounce rally, to get out of whatever the stocks you are, if you are holding some kind of the stocks where you are making some money, you can get out of, or in wait till, means what I'm trying to say is that don't be in a hurry to get into the market. It's still a lot of uncertainty continuing to be there in the coming days. So brace for this historical ride, which is a stirring, moving, churning, and unprecedented ride of your life. And I'm sure everybody will come out of it alive, and then will be the time to make decisions about the investment and things. But yes, till the time, if you think, you can go short on this oil and go long on gold and long on USD and short on markets. Thank you. And if you like it, you please share it with your friends and subscribe it, so that whenever I come out with some new ideas, new videos, some interesting things, you can get it immediately. Thanks once again. This is Niraj here from Moscow. Thank you. See you with again sometime this week or next week, some new ideas. Bye.